yes, as chat's pointing out, I'm also watching Bo perform every now and then. Sometimes I'm not, but he's just performing near me for an extremely long period of time. Went back and watched the VOD to see how long Bo tried to get my attention at the game for. It was substantial. But
the video I saw, Bo was really into it when I saw it. Like I saw him just like, I don't know, who's the singer that was blind that played the piano? Not Ray Charles, the other one.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Bo's back, so I see the keyboard interface, the UI, and I see all the stuff in his little photo in the corner, and you're railing, and you're just going like this. I'm like,
oh, well.
I just thought,
I mean,
wow.
I was enjoying playing. It's fun.
He's really found his place, man.
The Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, this is the section.
Yeah. So I only streamed an hour of my Barding, but so last time we talked, I was like, I don't think I'm going to play this game anymore, blah, 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 blah. The next time I played, off stream or whatever, I leveled up to 30. I got all my Barding, or maybe I'd already done that last week. I don't remember. But anyways, last weekend I spent about 20 hours of game time in Final Fantasy 14, and I didn't earn a single experience point. I was arranging so in Final Fantasy 14, when you get the Bard job, you can play instruments on a 3-octave range on a keyboard that other players can hear. Mm-hmm. Now there's a 3-octave limitation, which sucks. A lot of songs can have 6 octaves or higher, and you can't play chords. You can only play one note at a time. So it's very limited. But at the same time, I was walking by and I could hear people playing fairly complex things, and I'm like, there must be more to it than this. So I searched around, and lo and behold, no add-ons in this game, but there is a fan-made add-on to run MIDI files. And for those who don't know, MIDI file basically contains song information, striking sounds at different points in time. A lot of, it's the standard for music. Sure. So it'll play MIDI files through macro on your keyboard. So you have to set up all your keyboard keybinds to what it says, and then you run your MIDI files, and then you can stand somewhere and you can play the MIDI files. I play guitar, I don't play keyboard, so I'm not very good, and it'll do what's called an arpeggio, or pregio. I don't know how you say it out loud, I just read it. An arp, basically. So even though you can't play chords, it will simulate chords by playing a chord notes, multiple notes at once in quick succession. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of input lag, and it's janky. However, it's quite fun to go to Gridania and hang out in the bar and, play Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. By the way, I agreed to a thing where I wouldn't play third-party songs. I'm totally playing third-party songs. If they want to cancel my account, fine, go ahead, whatever.
Also, I just want to say before you go too far, Bo, thanks a lot, because I have had Toss a Coin to Your Witcher stuck in my head for days now. Since you tried to get my attention in the game, it's been stuck in my head again. So
you're welcome.
100% from you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So that 20 hours was spent sort of figuring out the tech, and then I was building my repertoire. Now, because it's only a 3-octave range, most songs that are wonderful take place over more than 3 octaves. Probably 5 or 6 or whatever. So a lot of that time was spent in Reason, which is the DAW that I use, rearranging MIDI files so that they would sound like the song, but within a 3-octave range. And also, if it's a piano arrangement, like there are streamers who stream, or not streamers, but YouTubers who do arrangements of like Divinity Original Sin. So I'm like, and then they sell their sheet music, which you can convert into MIDI. And so I signed up for their Patreon. I spent money on getting MIDI files, but then they were piano arrangements, so they'd be over 5 or 6 octaves. So I'd have to take them into Reason and crunch them into 3-octave range, but also there's 10 fingers, there's a lot of different notes, and it doesn't play chords. So I've got to figure out how, 2 or 3 at most, depending on the song, to make it sound good in Final Fantasy. So I end up doing a lot of work making arrangements specifically to run in Final Fantasy 14 and sound okay. So that's about 10 hours, and then the following 10 hours, all I did, like 10 hours of gameplay, I would go from bar to bar, location to location, and just play. And people would hear, like you're walking in Gridania and you hear Epic Sax guy, or you hear Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, or I had the Hades theme music.
Yeah.
It's part of my repertoire, and I have some Final Fantasy. And people stop and they look at you, and then they like clap, and And I got my first tip. Someone tossed a coin to the Hrothgar, and I got 500 gil for a performance at one point.
Nice.
And it's just been a fun experience to see people going about their business, they're questing, they're doing all their stuff, and I'm like, take a moment, listen to a nice song. And so I've literally been just going from bar to bar playing, and when I'm done a set, I'll be like, you've been a great audience, it's time for me to move on, and I'll like teleport to Limsa Limosa or whatever and go to the prostitute district and play my music near all the prostitutes that are there. There's just an area that has just a bunch of scantily clad women dancing and doing push-ups and exercises. Yeah. I assume they're prostitutes.
We assume sex worker, sure.
Yeah, no judgment.
None at all.
It seems to be what this area is for.
Sure.
Maybe I'm wrong. And I'm just playing. I'm playing music, and I've realized that it is possible to do duos, like do whole bands. So this octave thing, like if you have a lot of different parts of an arrangement, you can multi-box. The software allows you can get 8 Final Fantasy accounts multi-box on your system and do a whole band. And there are people I've learned that actually do this and put on concerts in various parts in game. And congrats to them. I think I'm going to be a lone musician. I don't think I really want to be in a band, partially because I'm pretty much done with Final Fantasy 14.